Okay. So today's topic is Spring Boot. Now we are going to start Spring Boot. Spring Boot is a not a new thing. Actually, Spring is a way to create a application of Spring framework very easy way. So that is a easy way to create and set up and configure and execute the Spring application or JE application or web application. You can say it. Okay. And we can say Spring Boot is equal to Spring Framework. Spring Boot is not a framework. It's the only a way to create the uh, a JE application very easy for me. Okay. Spring Boot is a combination of Spring Framework plus HTTP embedded server plus very less configuration. Okay. So actually, Spring Boot is a combination of Spring Framework. Means we will create the application. We use the Spring Boot. In Spring Boot, we use Spring Framework. Okay, and means we will create any array application on the basis of Spring Framework. Only it is a easy way to create the application of Spring Framework. Second thing, we have not need to download any application like server application like Tomcat or any other. Actually, a Spring Boot application provide us a server inbuilt in that application, in a Spring Boot application. We have not need to install any server. Okay. And very less configuration. I think you have remembered in last session, we have given uh, tools XML file like web.xml and Spring XML file, Spring Server, it's a Servlet XML file. But here we have not need to create a Spring any XML file. We can create this, but we have not need to create any XML file. At the place of this, we have need of we are using a application.properties file. So we have need only very less configuration compared to Spring Framework last application. Okay. So if we want to create a web application, a Spring Boot application, so we will actually it is a way to create a web application very easy format. Okay. Suppose we want to create a example of a Spring Boot application. So for this purpose, we have a site name is Spring Initializer. Okay, Spring Initializer. Okay, you will type here Spring Initializer, then you will get a link Spring Initializer, and the URL is https start.spring.io. Okay, you can click on here. After that, here project. Which type of project we want to use? We want to create like Gretel, like Gretel with Kotlin or Maven. So we will use Maven. Okay, we are actually in last application we use Maven. Mostly we use Maven. Okay, language we will use Java, and here we can use any version of Spring, like 3.1.8. That is 3 version. Okay, after that here we can specify the package name like com.guru. Okay, here we can specify the Spring Spring Boot Wave 1. Okay, this is the project name. Yeah, it's okay. And we want to package jar file. And here we are going to use version of Java as a 17. Okay. So if you have you have already installed Java 8, so please must be installed Java 17 in your system if you want to use Spring Boot. Okay, after that, I think you have remembered we had different DC like Spring MVC and Servlet API. Same as we have add the dependencies in Spring Boot, but that is a little bit different. Here we click and add dependencies and type here. Suppose we want to we want to develop a web application. So type here web, then it will show Spring Web. Select this. Okay, so this is a Spring Web. So same as we can add as per our requirement, we can add any dependencies in this application. Okay, but suppose we want to create a desktop application, so we have not need to add any dependencies. Now we can create a core application on the basis of Spring Boot. Okay, so now I'm going to click on generate. Click on generate. So it will provide us a zip file of this Spring Boot application. You can see here. Okay, but script. Okay, so first of all, extract this application. Click on extract all. Okay, after that, we will import this application in our STS or any other IDE. Okay, just extract it. Okay, so after extraction, we will get here. This is a folder of Spring Boot web application. Okay, here is the web. Okay, so now we have need to import this application in any IDE. So suppose we have this STS. If you want to use Spring Tool, so please, if you want to use Spring Boot application in STS, Spring Tool Suite, so must be download more equal or more 4 versions. Okay, because 3 version does not support more than 13 version of Java. Okay, but here we are using 17 version of Java. Okay, so please download and install Spring Tool Suite 4 or more than 4 version of STS. Okay, after that, we will import the Spring Boot application in. Okay, so actually I have already this. So now I'm going to, with Spring Boot Web App we have already here. So I'm going to create a new application. Same thing we can also perform with the help of STS. STS, this is the difference between Eclipse and STS. In STS, we can also develop a Spring Boot application. We have not need to open your web browser and search Spring Initializer. At the place of this, we only click on File, then click on New, then you will get a option that is Spring Starter Project. Please click on this option. Okay, here you can see here the same link. It shows here the starter Spring I. Here we can specify the name, like Spring Boot Web 2. Okay, and here we can select the Maven, Java 17, jar file, Java. Here we can specify group. Here dot group. Click on next. Okay, here these are the list of different types of dependencies. So here you can select the version which you want to use. I'm going to use 3.1.8. And here, suppose we want to develop a web application. Type here web. So you will get a Spring Web. Click select all, then it will show here selected. Okay. But suppose you want to use Oracle, type here Oracle. Okay. Spring Data JPA, data JPA. So it will provide you data JPA and dependencies. Okay, but currently we are going to create a core application. So we have not need to add any dependency in our application. Okay, so simply click on next, and then we click on finish. Okay, so it will automatically call this application in your system. Okay, this is a structure of your Spring Boot application. Okay, here you can see the SRC main Java. It's already created. In last application, last example, we have created Java folder. After that, we got this source folder. But here it provides us SRC main Java. Okay, so here we can open this. So this source folder, then we will get com.group subfolder and open this class. So Spring Boot provides a by default a class that is a SB Web2 application. That's your same your project name. After that, here it's provided a resource and resource application dot properties. Yeah, here at the place of XML file, we will use this application dot properties file. Okay, for testing purpose and for different purpose, it provides us. And here you will get a form.xml file, same as Maven. So here this is a parent tag. That is the difference between last application and Spring Boot application. It provides us a Spring Boot startup parent tag. It provides us the uh, configuration of parent project, yani previous project and older, you see, you can say parent application of this Spring Boot application. Okay, so it provides the configuration of the parent application of this application. Okay, after that, you can see here pom.group, sbweb2, and this. Okay, Java version 17, and it's provided for core application. It provides us two default dependencies. First is Spring Boot started, and second is Spring Boot started for testing purpose. Okay. Now, so here I'm going to open main class. This is a main class here. You can see this publicity to add main, and this is a main class. And here uh, we got a annotation that is a Spring Boot application. Okay, so what is a Spring Boot application? So actually, a Spring Boot application is equal to configuration plus enable auto configuration plus component scan. So this Spring Boot annotation is a combination of configuration, enable configuration, and component scan. Okay, so configuration is a class-based class-based annotation. If you want to create a bin application, so we have made up this configuration annotation. Okay, and enable, so it provides us the auto configuration. This annotation and component scan, it provides us object of stereotype class. Okay, so that is a equal to Spring Boot application. Okay, that is a combination of these component. After that, here you can see here is a your public class, main class, and here published by main function, and here a Spring application. This is also a class. Spring application is also a class, and run is a static method of a Spring application, and it have two parameters. First is your class file, class name, and second is a main arguments. Okay. and it returns the object of all bin files. Okay, and here you can see this. Uh, we can open this run file. It is a it returned the object of configuration configurable application context. I think you have remember in Spring Framework we use it we use a class name is class path XML application context, and we pass a XML file name that return the object application context. But here we get the object of configurable application context class. Okay, and after that we can get the object of bin file. Okay, this is a static. You can see this is a static instance. We have not need to create the object of this class. Okay, so it's provide us. So here the object of this application configurable application context. Okay, so we can save the object in the reference variable of configurable application context. Okay, after that, suppose we want to execute this application. Now we can execute this, no problem. Okay, so please click right mouse button, and here click on run as, and then click on Spring Boot application. Okay, so it will execute. Okay, you can see here, it started Spring Web 2 application in 1.5 seconds. Okay, so your application has started. Now, suppose here we want to show any message, so we can do this. Okay, it's working. Now, let's suppose so this application is working properly. Suppose we want to work as a Spring framework. So for this purpose, I'm going to create a bin file. Like suppose here I declare dot model. You can specify a bin or model anything. Like here, I've declared a class name like imply. Click on finish. Type here private print MPID private string EMP name. Okay. After that, we can generate the setter getter method of these properties. Okay. So this is our bin file. Okay, and we want to get the object of this class, and we want to set the value of these properties. So we have setter method and getter. So the getter method we can get the value of this property. This simple a bin file. It's also called POJO file, plain old Java object. Okay, so now I'm going to open main class, and here I have need of object of this class. So on dot get bin dot get bin. Here is specify only the class name. In last example, we used ID, but here we have not need to this. We can only use the only specify the class name and we can get the object of implied class. Okay. After that, we can set the values. So emp dot set imply id. So here we can declare 101. After that, emp dot set imply name. And here we can specify any name like imply name. Okay. After that, suppose we want to get the values of imply name and imply ID. So here we can type here imply ID plus emp dot get ID imply name plus emp dot get name. Okay. Now we can execute this. Okay. So here we are setting the values and through this we are trying to print the values. Okay. So here, but it's showing here that you can see this. No qualifying pin of type com.view.model imply. Okay. So actually, in last application, we use the XML file. So the XML file, we get the object of that class. But here we have not any mechanism how to get the value of the object of that class. So for this purpose, we have an annotation. So here we use component. Okay. After that, we will get the object. At the place of that XML file, we use the component annotation. Component annotation is equal to configuration plus B. So we can create this class. And after that, again, we are going to execute this program. And you can see this. Spring imply ID, imply name. Okay, it's working. No problem. Same as suppose we have another class for address. Okay, and here again we will use component. Okay, and we can specify the properties private string house number private string followed. After that, we can generate the getter and setter methods. Okay, so this class here to property house number and colony. And now we want to specify the reference of this address class in imply. So for this purpose, here I am declare here address private. Okay, and generate the setter getter method of this new property of imply. So click on source and then click on generate with trend setter. Select all and click on generate. Okay. So this class has three properties. Okay, employee ID, employee name, and address. So if you want to set the value for address, we have need the object of address. So for this purpose, again, we are going to get the object of address class. Okay, address is equal to one dot set sorry, uh, com dot get lead, and it's beside the class name. That is the address dot class. Okay. After that, we can set the values of address. So ADR dot set house number. That is a suppose here I declare G0, G03. Okay. And second is a colony. So area dot set colony, and colony name is okay. After that, we can print the value of address. For this purpose, here I'm going to print house number. House number or flat number. You can specify here like ADR dot get house number and same as here following our apartment. Okay. So ADR dot get following. Okay. Now we can execute this. Okay. But sorry, actually I have already declared address bar in implied. So we will pass the object of address in implied. So emp dot set address, and we can pass the object of this. Okay. Now we want to get the house number. So at the place of idea, we use emp dot get address dot house number, same as here we do emp dot get address dot get column. Okay, because currently address is also a part of imply. We have not need to call the address. We can set the values in address, but we can call with the help of imply. After that, we can execute this. You can see this. Hello, imply ID, imply name, and host. Okay, understood. After that, suppose we have need of here I use a single object. Same as suppose we are going to create a next object. Okay. Same as I like here, we are going to create another object of this class. Okay. So paste here, then imply and this. And here specify like E1 and M. Okay. After that, we can set the values of these classes like 10, 102. Okay. 505. Super 10. Okay. After that, you can print these values, same values. So here, imply ID. At the place of EM, we use one that we have need of this. Put the address of at. So there is a sorry. So here we use E. Sorry, this is E. Even because currently I have object of E. Second object is this even A1, A1, and even. And here we pass A1. Okay, after that, I'm going to call even, 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 even. Okay, now I'm going to execute that. Now, suppose I'm not setting the values of this. Okay, currently I'm stop that. This I'm not assigning the value of this object even and even. Okay, and but here I'm calling this get TMP ID, get TMP name, and get the address and get ID. Okay, now I'm going to execute this. You can see this. Both are printing same thing. Okay, so actually your Spring framework work on the basis of a single objects that is called singleton uh, design pattern. So here you can see this. We have a second object. This is a even and ever. Okay, but we are not assigning the value of this, but it is getting the values because the name is changed, but it contain only single values. Okay, because it will create only single object. So suppose we want to get the multiple objects. So how it is possible? So for this purpose, we have another annotation. Like suppose here we are going to use a scope and value is equal to type. Okay. So actually it work on the basis of single type. But suppose we want to use multiple object. So must we declare here scope, this is scope, and now I'm going to execute this. I'm not assigning a value, is input of validation. Null values. It shows the null values. Okay, and address is also here is null. Okay, so for this purpose, it means because there is a I have not set the values, so it's showing null values, default values. Okay, but here it's not showing same values. Okay, it's showing default value and the address is also null values. Okay, so now again I'm trying to execute this. So actually by default, it's work on the basis of singleton. Okay, but if you want to use multiple objects, so you can use scope and you can change the scope values. Means prototype. Scope value is equal to prototype. So now we can we can get the object, multiple objects of a bin file. If you want to work on the multiple object, you can use scope. But by default, a Spring framework work on a single object with singleton object. Okay. Any doubt? Any queries? Thank you all. Please, I will share this application and please try to create this application. Thank you.